What's up, everyone? It's May with Church Electronic, and today we're so excited to be here with the producer behind your favorite tracks.
Forever.
So, we're right here before you open up for Mo. You've been performing a lot this year, so how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I mean, feeling like a little nervous before every show. But honestly, other than that, I'm feeling good. Mo's a legend. Or I found out it's pronounced Moo recently. Yeah.
Is it like Swedish or something? I like
Danish. Danish,
okay,
yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was one
but,
of those.
Nah, Moo's a legend. Like, so many of those songs, like the one with the Vici, one with Major Lazer, like, shit I used to listen to when I was like 14.
No,
so
yeah.
It's super stoked on that, obviously. Like, just sick to be opening up for somebody that I actually, like, listened to when I was literally a kid, so.
I keep just missing your shows, so I'm so excited to get the Forever experience today.
Let's go. Y'all gonna come?
Yeah, we're gonna be there. But I saw you've been this year all over. You've been to Orlando, LA, and then of course New York. And so I was wondering if you've been seeing a difference between the scenes in the cities.
I definitely noticed in Orlando, like, I feel like it was because of just like a lack of stuff going on there compared to New York and LA. Like, people were a lot more like friendly to come up to me and like say what's up and like seem more engaged. Like, Orlando is really sick, honestly. Like, I feel like there's a big group of like people out there, like younger people and just people trying to go to like more underground shows and stuff, but there's not as many events for them compared to here, where it's like the opposite. It's like there's an overflow of events and then like too many artists. Like, it's hard to like actually like try and look up, get interested in every single artist you see here because it's so many. So I thought Orlando was cool like that. Like, everybody was super interested and like super happy to like be at an event and something like that. Yeah,
did you get to go to Disney World at all?
Nah.
The places, no.
I was literally there for one
business,
day. It was straight business. I was there for one day, and then just, I think that week I had like Orlando one weekend, and then I was back here during the week. I had to go to work, and then I went to LA the weekend after. So just like, I was so tired after that week, for real.
Yeah.
I didn't really see shit in Orlando or LA, honestly.
Yeah, just the beautiful people of Florida.
Exactly.
I'm not sure how credible this is, but I read somewhere you're from Minneapolis originally.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's cool, Midwest. How do you think that's influenced your music, would you say, especially in contrast to like moving here now?
I mean, it definitely like influenced me in the way of like growing up there. I feel like I had to like find something to really get into. I don't know, like Minneapolis is a little boring. I love it though. It's a beautiful city, like beautiful nature. That's definitely inspiring. But like, I feel like when I lived in Minneapolis, I was mostly just doing everything by myself. Didn't really like know a lot of people, so it made me have to kind of reach out online, and that's how I met all my friends, like through Soundcloud, who a lot of them I still work with today. So I feel like growing up in Minneapolis kind of forced me to put myself out there online, which I didn't know what was going to happen, but it eventually led to like me moving here because I met all the people that I'm working with and stuff. This is like super, nobody would ever know, but I randomly DJ'd there once when I was like 16 in Minneapolis, but I feel like I started performing after I moved here, just like way more opportunities to do so here and stuff compared to back home in Minneapolis. But eventually I'm trying to, I don't know, whenever it's possible to have a show in Minneapolis, that would be sick.
I feel like they're like most known for like the Midwest emo scene, not as much of like the electronic music and stuff.
Yeah, not really. There's honestly a lot of really like crazy producers from Minneapolis, but I feel like there's nobody there really like trying to build the scene in Minneapolis. Like, a lot of producers like grow up in Minneapolis and then leave, I feel like, which is unfortunate, but just kind of what you have to do to get like more opportunities to do stuff, just since the scene's not really that big in Minneapolis right now.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. We've been meeting like a good amount of artists from the Midwest, and like that pipeline, like the Midwest to New York pipeline is super interesting. But yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like Midwestern people maybe lean towards like New York more than like LA. If they're trying to move to like a big like music hub, where there's a lot of stuff going on. At least that's how I feel. Like New York feels it's definitely completely different from the Midwest, but it's like, it makes sense that there's that pipeline, I feel like, because it's sort of like a closer vibe than like West Coast compared to Midwest.
Like they both are cold.
Both are cold type shit.
Yeah. So you mentioned meeting a lot of your friends on the internet, and that's another thing I wanted to get into is like I feel like in this age the internet is like a huge influence on a lot of artist sounds, specifically in the electronic space, and so I just wanted to hear a little bit more about your influences.
Yeah, definitely. Original influences for the electronic stuff, like Skrillex, obviously. Rusty is like my all-time favorite. That stuff like made me kind of like question how people even made electronic music. Like hearing it as a kid, like hearing Skrillex as a kid, you were just like, what? Like I didn't even like understand like what a DAW was or like how he was making that. So I feel like that kind of inspired me to like just learn about their process and stuff. And then that sort of had me interested initially. And then what really like got me making music was like the early like SoundCloud stuff, like Lil B, Young Lean, Blade, like all that stuff. Hearing that kind of inspired me to realize it's okay to just like make whatever you want to make, I guess, even if like it might suck or whatever, like just make whatever music you want to make. So that stuff definitely inspired me to actually start like producing songs and posting them on SoundCloud. When I first started, I was just making like remixes and putting them up on SoundCloud. I think this artist Lil Lotus just randomly found one of them and like messaged me, so I sent him beats, and that was like from there I worked with him, and that's sort of like everything else was just like a big spider web from there, basically, like different artists that I connected with afterwards and stuff.
Yeah. I was like doing a deep dive on your SoundCloud, and I saw you've been releasing since like 2016, and I saw like you've worked with a bunch of those emo rap artists like Lil Lotus, who's another one, Shinigami. My favorite was like Capo. I've seen that.
All of those, like that whole scene was like, I was making electronic music before that, and then that whole scene is kind of what got me into producing for other artists and stuff, because I just like, I never really thought about sending beats to other artists until, I don't, like literally just randomly that artist Lil Lotus like found the music I was putting out. So then that opened me up to work with all of them. And like they're all, I don't know, like that whole scene was just inspiring for me at the time, like as a teenager, I guess, like Goth Boy Clique and all that. Like, so yeah, it was sick. And then like I eventually produced some stuff for Wiccaphase. That was really cool, like because he was one of the people that inspired me too. So yeah, I don't even remember what the original question was. But.
No, you're good. I think it was just like, it was very broad. It was just like influences.
Right.
But yeah, I heard like, I saw your very first song. I think it was called Mistake. I don't even know if you remember it. It was like very like, to me that was like more close to your current sound now, like more like witch housey almost, more like digital, ambient and stuff. But how would you say going from your personal style to working with those like emo rap artists, like how do you think you balance your personal voice with such different styles?
Sure. I mean, I think it connects, like even the electronic music that I put out, it's sort of like, I feel like the themes of all the melodies are very similar.
Yeah.
And like I've been making music for so long, like I really do like, we'll just get bored and switch up the genre completely, I guess. But like you were saying, how you noticed like it kind of came back full circle eventually, and I feel like that was intentional because like during the time when I was mainly just producing for other artists and not putting out any of my own music, it's definitely like a little more frustrating to have to just like work within what they want you to do instead of like building your own sound. So that was like the main reason I wanted to revisit like the stuff that I was originally making when I started making music and sort of push that more. Not because I don't want to produce for other artists, but I just want them to be able to like find my music and know what my own sound is, so that at least when I'm working with other artists, it's more like they want me to do my sound instead of want me to make like some sound that they want me to make. I don't know if
Yeah,
that makes sense.
no, for sure. That makes sense. Do you feel like you have a track or project of your solo work that you think best represents you right now as an artist?
I mean, the unreleased stuff, but that's like just a lame answer. So the stuff that's out, I feel like the new tape definitely is closer, like the last one, Halo, is kind of closer to where I want to push things in the future. I think maybe like the song Forge World would be like a good example of what I'm trying to do. It's sort of like trap influences, but also really like euphoric, emotional, like just EDM, classic EDM type melodies. But yeah, I think I want to like, I say that song specifically and like the one Hope Core, just because they have those like trap influences, and I feel like that's sort of like, that's like the best way to encapsulate like all the different styles that I do. Like, like it sort of captures like the beats I make for different artists and the electronic stuff that I like to produce. So yeah, I feel like those ones are good.
I just wanted to hear more about how you got started in Surf Gang and how that's been like.
I think it was meeting, like, this kind of connects to meeting people online. Like, I think it was Harrison, the producer who I first met, just online. I think it was literally either Capo or like one of these artists that we were working with, or it was probably PPG Casper, honestly, who we were making beats for. So I connected with Harrison just online because we were making beats together. And then, like, Graham from Snow Strippers was involved with Surf Gang at this time, too. So I think the first time that I met up with people in person on, like, a business trip, I guess, was, like, me and Graham went to L.A., and that was the first time I met Graham, Harrison, Gianni, and I think we were, like, in a session for PPG Casper or Pasto Flacco, either. But this was literally 2018, I think.
Okay.
So that's when I met all of them. And, like, I've been making beats and working with them the whole time since then until now. But it's kind of crazy, like, how it's picked up for them. And it's just, like, I met them, 7 years ago. And it's, like, those are still my friends and still the people that I'm working with today. So just awesome how we're all like still going, I guess. I don't know.
No, that's cute. Yeah.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, so those are the longtime homies for real. And so it just made sense like when I was going to start putting out my music to go through them and stuff.
Thank you so much, Mike or Forever. Check his music out, guys.
Let's go to church.